Let's go, Mets. Let's go. I grew up in a family of Yankees fans, so I had to distinguish myself in a different way. But I was born just a few miles from Shea and came of age in 1969, so now you know something else about your rabbi. All right, now for something a little different, a few words. In today's Torah reading, Moshe addresses the people who are assembled on the bank of the Jordan River. It has been a 40-year journey from enslavement in Egypt to this moment. Ed, this is really boomy. Can you pull it off a bit? Thank you. All right. It has been a 40-year journey from enslavement in Egypt to this moment, on the threshold of entering the Promised Land. It is a crossing that Moshe will not share with the people he has shepherded here. He will soon die, and the people will cross without him, carrying his Torah, his wisdom teachings, and Joseph's bones. Moses proclaims, "You stand this day, Hayom, this day, all of you before life unfolding, your God, your leaders of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the people of Israel, the little ones, the strangers in the camp, the ones who chop wood, the ones who draw water." And he means everyone, from the leaders all the way through society to the ones with the most subsistence roles. Old, young, rich, poor, everyone. And he continues, "That you should enter into covenant with your God and into the oath which the eternal your God makes with you this day, Hayom, in order to establish to you this day, Hayom, as God's people and in order to be your God, as promised to you and as sworn to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And not with you alone will I make this covenant and this oath, but with those who stand here with us this day, Hayom, before the eternal our God, and also those who are not here with us this day, Hayom." Moses' words include all assembled, Hayom, this day in the mythical past of our sacred story, and all assembled Hayom this day, in this moment, in this room in Woodstock, New York. This understanding is amplified, and for this I thank Barbara Rissman, who I saw over there somewhere. Thank you, Barbara. That also in the Passover Haggadah, when we explain to the children that it is as if we ourselves were redeemed from Egypt. Hayom, this day, this moment, every day, every moment, all of us, here, now. And at the same time, our Yom Kippur liturgy reminds us that we don't know what the future will bring, who will live and who will die, who by fire, who by water. We look around the room and know that some who are here today will not be with us next year. On this day, Hayom, we look back on the last year and notice who's missing. Who's Missing was a game that my daughter Alex loved to play when the extended family was gathered for holidays. Alex grew up as the only child amongst a sea of grandparents, aunts and uncles, and much older cousins. She would organize us into games, and we were willing participants. Who's Missing involved blindfolding Alex while one person would leave the room. She would then have to figure out who was missing. I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze for a moment. Who's missing? Who was here with us last year or regularly in past years? Who's no longer here today? Are they missing because they have died? Are they not here for another reason? Take a few breaths. Think of them with love. And then open your eyes. The COVID pandemic changed how many of us attend services and other congregational programs, and many are not here in person because traveling is now difficult. And many are not here because being in the room with several hundred people does not feel safe. So while not here physically, they are joining us from their homes via Zoom. And the camera is in the way back corner. If you turn around, you can see the little camera. And that's amazing. So this community now extends out to Florida and California, and it includes today refugees and victims of 2 recent hurricanes in the South. And we pray for your recovery and your safety. And we're glad that you're with us here today. Hayom. Who's missing? Many people are not with us today because we're not in the tent this year. And we do not have space in this room to include all who are not members, but who consider the WJC their spiritual home for the holy days. One of the reasons we are not in the tent is that we simply could not afford it this year. While non-members might contribute something, it has always been the full dues-paying membership of Kehilat Lev Shalem that has subsidized the everyone is welcome commitment that we pride ourselves on. But over the past several years, between the pandemic and the transitions in rabbinic and staff leadership, synagogue membership has contracted. We are thankfully rebounding, and thank you, but there is still a reluctance by synagogue leaders to further stress the community financially at this time of uncertainty. Who's missing? The Hamas pogrom in Israel on October 7, 2023, and the subsequent Israeli military response have had deep reverberations in this community, and some longtime members have left. A few are not here because the Woodstock Jewish congregation has not sufficiently demonstrated that we stand with Israel. We have not put up lawn signs and hung banners supporting the hostages still in Gaza, as many other congregations have. We do not have an Israeli flag here on the bima. We are not singing Hatikva as part of our services. For some, this is unforgivable. How can we be a Jewish organization and not be directing more of our energy towards supporting the Israelis in their time of need? Our mission statement, did you know we have a mission statement? It's on our website. It includes this sentence: we are committed to maintaining our loving character by treating all people with care and respect, and to fostering our connection with the state of Israel and Jews around the world. We should have been and should be doing more. Who's missing? Others are not here because the Woodstock Jewish congregation is too conservative, too aggressive in our excusing and turning a blind eye toward the poor treatment of Palestinian people by Jewish Israelis, including the continued bulldozing of West Bank Palestinian homes and support of West Bank Jewish settlers by the Israeli government. We are not adequately and actively demonstrating that we respect human rights, all human rights. For them, that line from our mission statement, treating all people with care and respect, and to fostering our connection with the state of Israel, feels mutually exclusive. Doesn't our Torah emphasize that we have a responsibility as Jews to care for the widows, the orphans, the strangers? We must remember that we were once slaves in Egypt and victims of discrimination and genocide in Europe, and we must therefore guard ourselves that we not be the perpetrators, repeating those evils in our own land. Just as a generation ago, Jewish liturgy was examined and often rejected for its use of patriarchal God language and the language of Lord, King, and monarchy, now there's discomfort for some in the conflation of the people Israel and the state of Israel. The ecstatic realization of the dream of Zionism for an older generation who experienced the state of Israel as a miracle rising from the ashes of the Holocaust is now questioned by younger people who entered this narrative later, who have only known Netanyahu as the leader of Israel, and who have witnessed the ongoing occupation and deep inequalities in Israeli society. How many of you have adult children who are usually here with you for High Holy Day services and are not here with us today? Who's missing? And here's the question. What does it mean to be in Jewish community today? Hayom, today, at this moment in Woodstock, New York. We are here today because we have chosen to be here. By showing up, we affirm our commitment to the importance of Jewish organization, and of this Jewish organization in particular, even when it disappoints us and breaks our hearts. We value the importance of Jewish holy time and the power of observing the cycles of holy days and rituals, even when they sometimes seem arcane and outdated. We understand that anti-Semitism is real and that there is strength in our numbers, even when we don't all agree on how best to address it. We affirm Jewish identity in all its beauty and its messiness. No organization can fully meet everyone's needs and expectations, just as no human being can. But I am so glad that you are willing to stay with it, because you understand that there's much more that connects us than that separates. Let us lean into that connection. In addition to the mission statement, Kehilat Lev Shalem, the Congregation of a Full Heart, has a tagline. Imagine that. Inspiring, inclusive, innovative. Can we live up to this ideal? Can we be a sanctuary for all? Can we embrace innovation in our Judaism and not be a museum for what was? Can we respond and grow with the needs of the times and the young people who also need a Jewish home, but one that reflects their sensibilities? Can we stay inspired and take pleasure in this journey? It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough. This journey through the wilderness is a place we do not know is the central motif in our sacred wisdom story. Thank you for your commitment to continuing to engage with the story. Like Moshe, we ourselves, we do not get to reach the promised land, but we do get to see it from the threshold and know that those who do cross will carry our wisdom and the bones of our legacy. Our Torah reading today concludes with the admonition, see, I have set before you this day life and death, blessing and curse. Choose life. We are here today. Hayom, all of us, those in this room, those not in this room, with a challenge to stay with it, to stay with this great Jewish experiment and to dwell in each other's goodness, to inspire each other and nurture innovation, to truly include everyone, however hard that might be at times, to wrestle with seeming contradictions, to lead with love. That is what it means to choose life. May you be blessed this year with the comfort of knowing that you are not alone. The road will undoubtedly be muddy and rough, but we are here today, Hayom, every day. We're in this together. We can do this.